Hi, my name is Kimberly Brook, and I am going to be presenting my analysis of the following research titled Ethnic Variation in Unexplained Deaths in Infancy, including Sudden Infant Death Syndrome or SIDS, in England and Wales between 2006 and 2012, which is a national birth cohort study using routine data. The authors were Kroll, Quigley, Kurinzik, Dattani, Lee, and Hollowell. So, a little bit of background. SIDS, or sudden infant death syndrome, is described by the Mayo Clinic as the unexplained death, usually during sleep, of a seemingly healthy baby less than a year old. It is also known as sudden unexpected death in infancy and sudden unexpected infant death. SIDS has many risk factors associated. Many are physical factors like low birth weight and underdeveloped portions of the brain. The infant's sleep environment poses additional risks, such as soft sleep surfaces, co-sleeping, and loose bedding. Male infants succumb to SIDS at a higher rate than females, and infants between 2 and 4 months of age seem to be of the highest risk. We have been able to create these associations, yet the true cause of SIDS is still unknown. So the authors of this study had three main objectives. They aim to compare ethnic-specific rates of SIDS, explore socio-demographic explanations for ethnic variations if they were present, and to examine the role of preterm birth in SIDS. Okay, so this study focused on all live births of singleton babies who were at least 22 weeks of gestational age. The countries of birth included both England and Wales. As the data was collected for this research, it came from routinely collected administrative data. The study was classified as a national birth cohort study. And in my opinion, this is the best study design for this study and the objectives. It allows for a really large study sample, which can produce or allow a lot of homogeneity in the results. And as SIDS is relatively rare, you need a large sample study to get good results. Okay, so the samples of the study. So like we said, the data was collected from the Office for National Statistics and the NHS Number for Babies data set. And those came to a total of 4,744,666 records. But of those records that had missing or implausible data, such as a gestational age recorded as 43 plus weeks, or birth weight was missing, death was not classifiable, or the maternal country of birth was not classified as UK or non-UK, those records were removed from the sample. And so we ended up with 4,634,932 babies. And of those babies, 1,559 died of sudden infant death syndrome. So as we stated previously, we are looking specifically at the association of ethnicity in SIDS. So these are the ethnicities that were specifically analyzed. So the white British was the reference group. Then there was white non-British, Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi, Black African, mixed Black African white, Black Caribbean, mixed Black Caribbean white, and then an other unspecified or unstated category. You can also see on this slide the number of births, or the N, for each of the ethnicities, and then the SIDS deaths for that ethnicity. Okay, so analysis is crude rates, of SIDS per 1,000 live singleton births by ethnic group were calculated. In addition, a logistic regression model to calculate odds ratio for each ethnic group was run using the white British ethnic group as a reference. And all of the analyses were two-sided tests with a 5% significance level. Okay, and the results. So this chart depicts the crude rate of SIDS by ethnic group. The overall crude rate for all ethnicities was 0.34 per 1,000 live births, but from ethnicity to ethnicity, the crude rate varied widely. The lowest rates occurred in the Southeast Asian, white non-British, and Black African ethnicities, and that ranged from zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2. Next, the white British group came in at zero point 0.4 per 1,000 births. And then the Black Caribbean and both of the mixed Black-white groups came in with the highest rates at zero point 0.6 to zero point 0.7. So the highest rate, which occurred in the Black Caribbean group, was more than 4.5 times higher than the lowest rate, which occurred in the Indian ethnicity. Even after adjusting for birth year, there was statistically significant ethnic variations for this risk. So the researchers concluded that there is a nearly 5-fold variation in risk of SIDS between ethnic groups in England and Wales. And the variation did not appear to be explained by preterm birth, the baby's sex, maternal age, or area of deprivation. The risk is lowest for Indian, Bangladeshi, Pakistani, white non-British, and Black African babies. Intermediate risk for white British, and the highest was the mixed Black African and the mixed Black Caribbean white and the Black Caribbean babies. So some considerations, I could not identify any biases as the data was collected from routinely collected administrative data. But a few things that this study did not take into consideration that I believe may have changed their findings. They did not have access to individual sleep practices of the babies and the families of those babies who died of SIDS. They also did not look at the rate of tobacco or alcohol consumption, and those are some of the highest associated risks with SIDS. And then also there could be a possibility of misclassification of ethnicity if ethnicity is assumed by the health professional and not directly reported by the mother. And that was my analysis of this particular study.